Tell me we have audio and you can hear me now. Oh, baby, we're back. Oh, yeah. All right, it looks like we're back. I just have to get us to a proper volume here, which looks to be... Woo! Oh, yeah, baby. You know, it's funny. I'm thinking to myself, why don't I have any audio when I'm doing things like this? Well, that's still not working. Let's just try something real quick. I'm going to know, Zabrowski, I know you got to do your woohoo. We got the audio. My freaking coat over here. And this? What's this about? I guess we're not doing this anymore, right? Oh, we were good. Yeah, we had a time and a half doing... Hold on, let me just put it back on because apparently it's a big deal right now. We're down it. What's that, Joanne? Oh, Joanne wants to wear it. Joanne wants to wear it. I get it. So, guys, Zabrowski's about to hit us with the woohoo of all woohoos, and we need it because I just had no audio. Just had no audio. Something to live for, yeah. Something to die for, yeah. Something to live for, yeah. Zabrowski, give me a woohoo. Joanne, stop your friggin' wheezing for the woohoo. At least hold your breath. Hold your breath. That's all I'm asking, woohoo style. Zabrowski, give me it. Zabrowski, you know, you could have gotten a little closer to the microphone. You're off the microphone on that one. We're still here, trying to do the show. And Zabrowski is sort of bringing us up a level, but that was a weak woohoo. What were you doing? Oh, you were still sipping on your yoo-hoo? I get it. You like your yoo-hoos when you're doing your woohoo. I don't blame you. Guys, remember, we are here every single day of the year. This is day 1,160 in a row. Oh, yeah. 1,160 in a row. Saturday Night Live style. And when you're doing a Saturday Night Live style, all you want to do is share some love, because what we do here is share love. What's that, Joe? No, Joanne. Stop your freaking wheezing and stop being so stupid and annoying. Sharing love. That's what we do here. So guys, we're about to read some news for you. Oh, by the way, look, we have new cards, Renaissance Man cards. Don't leave home without it. Well, I mean, you could, but if you do, what are you going to do when you have to tell people about the Ultimate Positivity platform? I don't know. I forgot the card at home. Well, then freaking use your words, right? You're there. I'm here. We're doing it. Guys, so if you're on TikTok, give me a follow. Give me a like. Hit the screen, guys. The more you hit the screen, the more people show up. We're about to do the news. Saturday Night Live style is every night, but it's happened to be Saturday Night Live tonight. No, Zabrowski, you can't do any of the stories. Zabrowski want to know if he could woohoo his way through one of the stories. No. I'm sorry. Tonight we're getting into some serious stuff. You want to kick it for a little while? He's got things to do. I get it, Zabrowski. You're too cool for school. I'm too cool to hang out with a Renaissance Man. All right. No, that's cool. No, we'll see you tomorrow. I mean, right, guys? I'm here. I'm doing it. You want to come along for the ride, Zabrowski? No, I gotta go home. What are you going to do 11 o'clock at night on Saturday? That's my question for Zabrowski, but he already scooted out of here. So anyway, guys, shall we get into the news? Thank you for the hearts. Ed, my brother, guys, Ed is here. Ed is kicking it with us, and we are about to get into some news, and then we have some music for you. If you missed it, last night we rocked this. Hot beat. Getting down, yeah, getting down with Saturday Night Live, yeah, you know I gotta get this sound. I got my coffee cup here on the side, got a guitar behind me, yeah, this Empire State Building back there. You know my family, they own that. Yep, own markpirescrypto. Yeah, Empires, construction, Empires, it's state building. That's my friggin' state building back there. biggity boo, bang, biggity, biggity boo. Yep. Well, the topic tonight is the curious case of Corona. Yep. From fear reporting to back to normal in 1 month. What's the deal? What's the deal? Can't figure it out. Yep, they gotta get you in your basement. Can't get you off the couch. Nope. You gotta get a bugaboo. Gotta nick 92. If you don't, then you gotta go home and say, yeah, shame on you. What? I'm just trying to get through my day. You know what I'm saying? Well, you can't do it unless you got 9,747 masks on. What? Okay, I'll wear them. Until when? Well, this month, we're gonna just take everything off. No more bugaboos. No more masks. Looks like we're back to normal because there's a war in Ukraine. What happened to Ghislaine Maxwell? Oh, biggity boo. Let's not talk about that. No, not me and you. No, we can't do that. We have to talk about what they want us to talk about. And if we don't, then they're just going to shut us down. That's what they do every single day. It's called the ultimate act of suppression. But then we got that red-headed crazy person stands up and says, we have to protect the freedom of speech of Ukrainians. Really? You don't really care about the freedom of speech of Americans, but you want to do something for Ukrainians. Interesting. Well, I guess when you're full of sack of S-H-I, you know, that's what she's doing. She's a full of sacky. She's a full of sacky, yes. What are you doing? Some people say when they find some S on the side of the street, they're like, what is that? Well, I'm just going to throw it into a sacky and throw it at somebody. Hacky sacky. But, bang, biggity boo. What are we talking about? I don't know. Here, Saturday Night Live, we're going to go, I don't know, we're going to take a ride, we're going to... What, Joanne, stop your friggin' wheezing. She's wheezing all the time. Oh, every say. Oh my goodness. It would be a cool thing to get this guy Sneaky Pete. He's somebody I've found here on TikTok. And I asked him to come and be on the show. And he hasn't been on the show yet, but I'd love for him to be on the show. Get Sneaky Pete on the rhyme. Yep, take the time. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm just gonna freaking go through the numbers, Joanne. If you do that, it sounds like you know how to rhyme. You know? Zabrowski left us for the night. He's asleep tight. See you tomorrow. Don't go anywhere. Don't get frightened because you got the people in the news that tell you what. Don't go peek outside. If you do, you gotta get your bugaboo. What the freaking hell? Oh, there's Dr. Fauci. He says the same thing too. If you get your bugaboo, you won't get the cove. Oh, what? But then everybody did. No, we never said that. Oh, you didn't? Oh, but then how about sleep sofa poopy pants? And he said, look, if you get your bugaboos, you're not gonna get the bugaboo. What? What happened? Everybody got it. They said, well, we never told you that. It was your choice. No, it wasn't. You said if you didn't do it, you would lose your freaking job. Huh? What are we talking about? 2022. Well, I guess we just take away your freedoms and we'll just pretend we didn't. And we'll say it was your choice the whole time. Oh, okay. Where's the freaking civil rights attorneys when you need them? You know what I'm saying? 2022, I guess they don't really care about that. They're just like, whatever, you know? Whatever on that. We're just going to have these people lose everything that were the things that were fought for by the revolutionaries in 1779, 74, 70. What the freaking year was it, Joanne? Joanne, stop your freaking wheezing, right? We're just here doing it, looking for another chance to get away from Joanne and her stupid wheezing, you know? Dr. Weaselfouch. I said, Dr. Weaselfouch, wear 5,747 masks. If you go out with your friends, you gotta stand 7,244 feet apart and still wear 147 masks. What? When you're in a room, all by yourself, wear your freaking mask. What? Why are we gonna do that? Just in case it comes through the ducts. The ducts? I think you're full of Sh&t. You know what I'm saying? Dr. Weasel, wait, Dr. Weasel Fouch. Waka 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 Weasel Fouch. Waka 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 waka. You know what I'm saying? Waka waka Weasel Fouch. He's doing it. He's doing it. No, Joanne, you can't come in and rhyme one. Joanne goes, can I come in and do a rhyme? No, you can't do rhyme. Nobody wants to hear Joanne rhyming, right? She comes out here, does a George Soros rhyme. Yeah, check it out. My name is Joanne Soros, and I go out there back and I wheeze all day freaking long. No, Joanne, actually do the wheeze part. I'm going to work that into the friggin' song, She's wheezing. I'm here. I'm breezing like LL Cool J down at the beach. Oh, let's get a peach. Gonna go down with the lotion. And I gotta say, where's that suntan ocean? I don't know. What the hell are we talking about? Can't figure it out. I'm just friggin' crazy out of my mind. Saturday Night Live. Like when you're doing it, you got a Joanne in tow, and you're trying to sunbathe? how do you sunbathe with Joanne next to you? You know? You gotta somehow get on the mountainside while she's down on the beach if you want to catch a ray. You know, I was there at the beach. You lost sun somehow. Somehow you were like whiter when you left the beach that day because you were next to Joanne when you went to lay down and get, you know, sun. No sun. I'm sorry. It was actually like detraction. Anyway, what's that? No, Joanne, wheezing is okay. You got it under control, I think. Dr. Weasel Fouch. Look, my Aunt Judy told me, go on down to the Oval. Gonna sign 9,474 executive orders. Then I'm gonna come out and say, look, insulin, we're gonna make it cheap. And we'll forget about the fact that I signed an executive order to stop the one that Donald J. Trump did when he made it $30 a month. Everybody was like, that's a really great thing. Until I came into the office, I was like, slip, slap, slippity slew. Gonna have everybody pay $1 million getting you. And then now we're gonna pretend that it was my idea when I come out here and say, look, my Aunt Judy told me not to poop my triple diaper. He pooped his triple diaper. He pooped his triple diaper. Joanne, gotta get another triple diaper for Joe. Sleepy poopy pants. You know. When you're doing it and you got a sleepy poo, you know. I'm pretty sure, Trish, just because I said the words, let's see. The Curious Case of Corona. You know, it's just a cool, kitschy title. Shouldn't get any flack for that. We're just joking around here, YouTubing it. This is a comedy show, satire, for the last 1,160 days in a row. And you have chosen to, you know, limit my viewing for 1,160 days in a row. And I implore you when you review this video, because you will, because I'll likely get a yellow or worse for no reason, just for coming up with a title and a picture that's, you know, topical. I just did want to very briefly talk about, because this show's not about what my title's about, sir or lady who's watching this show. This show's about positivity. This show's about connecting and creating something in the moment. But I will just briefly say about the Curious Case of Corona, and from fear reporting to back to normal in less than a month. That's basically what I've seen. You know, for the last 2 years, it's been all we've heard about was Corona. For every day, all day, how many cases, people dying left and right. And all of a sudden, right at the beginning of February, the narrative changed in all of these states that happened to be darker, you know, not the, you know, color of blood. And they all started to say, you know what, we're gonna back off on this thing with the face coverings, and we're gonna get back to normal. And it's a very interesting thing because of course the SOTU, the state of Oregon, was you know, less than a month later. And in my mind, I'm just somebody who's got common sense. I said, okay, they're just trying to, you know, prepare for that day so he could go out. Look, we're out there. We're back to normal. And that's sort of what happened. It was bigger than that. It became the opportunity to try to sweep under the rug all of the deceit and all of the pushing for the last 2 years. And interesting enough, they were able to do it. Most people are all on board to talk about Ukraine. Haven't you noticed? That's all anyone's talking about in the news is Ukraine and Putin. And what happened to the Cove? We don't even talk about it anymore. Everyone's got their masks off. I mean, we're back to normal, right? Less than a month. Last month, it was if you were bugabooed, you're cool. And if you weren't, you are evil. You're the enemy. Even though you're an American citizen, you're an enemy, or whatever citizen you are of any country, you are the enemy. And within a month, we are not only back to normal, everybody's masked off, just like, whatever, this is it, life back to normal. And I just wanted to say, it just seems a little odd to me how hardcore they were until 3 weeks ago. And okay, yeah, there's a war. I get it. Still doesn't change if this thing is dangerous. And if it is dangerous, well, why would it all of a sudden just be not dangerous in less than a month? I just want some answers. I've always just wanted some answers. I've never been here trying to put out misinformation. It's interesting that word all of a sudden was created in order to, you know, push out some further division between the masses. But the reality of this is I'm just a curious individual. And when I don't understand something, I ask questions. And this is the first time in history that someone curious who asks questions is condemned and ridiculed, shuttered. Their business is completely destroyed. They're called names instead of saying, you know what? Yeah, no, here's the answer to that question. Why is it so hard for someone to answer a question? Instead of calling you a name, instead of condemning you, destroying you forever. It's a sad thing we've gotten to this state, to this position where we can hold that much power that we can, on a whim, based on someone's interests or someone's like of something, based on something you don't like, or your high and mighty belief that you can think something and everybody else has to think the same thing. And that's not you reviewing this. This is just everybody. The concept that your opinion matters more than anybody else is the insanity of all. Your opinion is the most beautiful thing that should never be, dismissed or suppressed. If you disagree with me and you believe something different and it happens to be a narrative that more people are saying, that's great, but you should still be open to hearing everybody's point of view. We become a toxic society when you only allow one perspective to be heard. And when there's any voices out there that are just asking curious questions that you're suppressing or holding back, it's another stain on you. You think you're doing the right thing, but then when you're shuttering people who rightfully so are asking questions about their health, about the family around them who are doing things based on public health. I just think it's an interesting time in history where you'd prefer to, instead of allowing my voice be heard, you'd allow a voice to be kept in a hole or to keep pushing it down because you're afraid that people may in some way be influenced by curiosity. But pray for you that you start seeing that that is the only thing that matters in this life, is the curiosity in this moment. Anybody who's settling with everything that's been told is a fool, because we know nothing. When it comes to the entirety of what is known or what should be or could be known about the universe and about us and about our history and about our future, we know 0.00. We know about as much as the rate of death of this bugaboo, this cove. We know 0.007% of what's actually out there. I just think one of my mentors used to say this. He used to say, smart people, he's like, if you took everything you knew, it would fit in a thimble. And I was like, whoa. He's like, everything you knew, every single thing that we know would fit in a thimble. And then there's the entirety of the universe outside of that. He's like, there's so much we don't even understand yet. So walking through this time we get, by the way, which is a complete reward. Just every moment is a reward because it ends for everybody. And it's a sad thing that we don't get to continue on. And maybe you do in the spirit, maybe you do some sort of energy form and you come back. I don't know. Who knows? Nobody's ever been able to tell you what happens beyond just a lot of different stories. And, you got a lot of different beliefs that all center around one thing. Usually comes back to being a good person, and valuing this life and trying to leave the world a better place than you found it. And I truly believe that you have to take away all belief of specific single individual people, and you have to try to be a good person because you are a specific single individual. The takeaway is that they want to separate you from the connection to God, when the reality is God is a single person. Jesus was a single person. You are a single person. You are the triad. You're the third part of the connection to God. And when you start to pretend that it's something else that's got the power, it's something else that's connected to God, and you got to go to a building in order to make sure you connect to God, it's nonsense. We connect to God every single night here. This is God. This is the moment. This is creation. I mean, what world am I living in where people don't even see that as the simplicity of all, that this very second is God. This is the existence of creation. We take this moment and go in one direction. That is the essence of creation. That's the essence of God, is to take it and go. No fear. You can't have fear. You need to attempt and fail with a smile on your face. When I was 19, I went skiing for the one and only time in my life. And I remember I was dating this girl, and I went with her friends and her sister and all these people. Like, it was her sister or brother and all of their friends. They were listening to like Pantera. And I always listened to acoustic music. So I was like, Pantera, you know? And I actually dug a couple of their songs. Really melodic. Anyway, I went to ski for the first time. Now, it's a place called Catamount in Connecticut. Crazy thing about this is, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm up for anything as long as someone's bringing me. I'm not going to be the one that brings the party down. So I show up, I throw on the ski gear, whatever the freak you call it, the goggles, I rent everything. And I'm up at the top, and the first couple times I'm going down this freaking bunny trail thing, trying to figure out how to not fall on my face. And I kept falling, but I was laughing, and I'd make jokes every time I'd fall. I'd get back up. I mean, you have to imagine the way I am right now. If you saw me out, you know who I am. You see me. If you saw me out on a ski course and you could film that, you could guarantee it was just stand-up comedy the whole time. Because they were laughing. They had such a great time. And at the end of it, the takeaway was this. And I never heard this, but I also never skied again in my life. They said, I've never seen anybody in my life fall so much and laugh and have so much fun. And they said, we thought, like everybody else we've ever gone skiing with, the first time they go is rotten to go skiing with. We thought you were going to be such a pain in the neck because you'd never skied before. Like, we had so much fun because you didn't get upset that you couldn't ski. I got down the track once. I think it's called the track, whatever the hell you call it, the run. I got down the run once without falling. The rest of the time I was a freaking mess. But I'd fall and I'd laugh and I'd make a joke out of it or whatever it was. And this is the thing. When you can step into the moment, you can forget about all the misery and all the difficulties and just have fun with it. I got that single run, because I was willing to keep going and keep falling and keep laughing. Your perspective is everything in life. You know, Dr. Wayne Dyer nailed it when he said, change the way you look at things. And the things you look at change. Everything changes when you change the way you look at it. It's so true. We have one perspective always, and then we decide, we're very impatient, aren't we? We're very impatient, and we decide to, instead of spending a little time and looking at it from another angle, we just dismiss constantly. Let me scroll past this guy. I don't need to hear what he's talking about. Instead of taking 5 minutes and hearing what the content is, instead of seeing if there's somebody that's got something important to say. We're a world of 2-second moments, and people don't even realize that they're wasting those moments by scrolling and not even figuring out what they're looking at. It's going to be a sad thing when many people look back one day and say, I spent so much time just looking for something, just scrolling, looking for something to be entertained. You know, it's one thing to be entertained. It's another thing to step into the moment and stop time. That only happens when you create something. You can't do that when you're just spewing some script. When you're talking about a story that took place a week ago. Even when I do the stories here, I'm talking about events that took place, but we're putting an interesting spin on it because it's live in the moment. I read these things cold, and it sounds like I read them many times because this is what I'm meant to do with my life. But no, I've never read any of these stories. I didn't know what the words are going to say. I just know the titles, and I'm like, that looks like a good story for the family to hear tonight. Let's see what the freak it is when I get to it. You think I would? That's the other thing. Like, I got 3 kids. I'm a real estate agent. That's how I make money. I show up here every night for the last 1,160 days in a row and for the rest of my life. I don't intend to ever make money for this. I just intend to try to affect a positive change one person at a time, which is what that says. And it says that because that's the motto of the show. I will be here every day forever, affecting a positive change one person at a time. I hope if you're here for the first time that this is the change for you, or at least for you to realize that there is a guy out here who shows up every day pouring love, light, and creativity out into this universe to try to get somebody to stop thinking negatively. And it is the hardest mission of all, because it's much easier to go after people. It's much easier to troll people. It's much easier to go negative. And that is 14 times more effective. The research says something like you do something negative, it has like a 70 times effect. You do it positive, it's like a 3 times effect. I don't really care. I can't stop being me. I can't pretend to be any different. When I see something like this, I know I shouldn't talk about this stuff. But when I see what's going on and I say, wait a second, they pushed so hard. And now all of a sudden they're like, whoa, okay, back to normal. Ukraine. What happened to the Cove? Just a curious question, you know? But this is what the show has been for 3+ years. It's positivity, it's rants, it's inspirational content. And it's just intending to stop the monotony of this narrative that they're putting out there constantly. Now this one's Ukraine. It's the same fear-based. So again, I said fear reporting. It's still fear reporting, but that is the news. Before even the Cove, I used to joke. I'd say there's nothing positive in the news. It's all negativity. It's all negativity. And it's who delivers the negativity best. Ooh, who gets people the most scared. I'm just waiting for some dude to reach out to me and be like, buddy, let's just do it 24 a day. You don't have to be live for 24, but we got enough content from your show to put it on 24 hours a day. And we're just going to do that. And you can be on multiple times whenever you freaking want to and go live with people and interviews and guests and block off times where Tony Robbins does an hour and Gary Vee does an hour and all this stuff, because the world needs this. The world needs a positive momentum instead of a negative hole to be put into. I know the answer is that. I don't know how the hell to get the answer to people. And that's the thing. It's like most people say, I don't know what the answer is. I know what the answer is. We have the answer right here. How do we get people to understand the question and start asking the question? Where do I want to spend my time? Where do I want to go in order to feel something and not to be dug into some fear pit? Nothing worse than all of a sudden I'm Google searching. Oh my goodness, what's going on with that thing? Is that going to attack us? I don't freaking want that anymore. If something's going to attack us and we can't do anything about it anyway, why am I going to lose moments up to that moment? I want to create as much as I can until the moment that I'm no longer on this planet. Because I want to leave something. And one day, when you guys go back and see the insanity of this show and the hundreds of comedy shows that we've created so far and the 170 songs on Spotify from the last 13 months and the 4 feature films that are out there currently from this show, you're going to be like, what the freaking hell is wrong with this guy? And it's not that there's something wrong with me. It's just that when you have an overabundance of creativity coming out of you, you either let it happen or you go miserable. And I refuse to be miserable. I'm not going to let that burden me by having all this that I need to let out and I can't let it out because I don't have a platform to say what's really going on in my mind and in my heart. So this, again, I have no intention and I don't expect anything to ever change, and I don't want it to in a way. I want this to be the way it is. I just want to build a family here, a community of people who are like-minded. Because this is where my heart feels freest. is when we are able to let it all out. I feel the overwhelming negativity just being pushed. It's like, and I think we're all empaths in a way. Like, some people are totally, sieves when it comes to their emotions, but I think everybody feels things. Everybody's got a touch of psychic within them. And some of us are just really tuned into it. And one of us has been live for 1,160 days in a row, so is a little bit more in tuned than others. I remember I was 18 going on 19, and I'm in an acting class, and I'm with this girl, Maria. She's a really sweet girl. And I just finished some scene. And by the way I did that, I loved reading a script. I just don't want one here, but I love you could tell I read these are scripts. All right. Usually you'd read these 4, 5, 6, 7 times and you'd be like nailing it. You don't even have to look at this. You're just doing it to the screen, or you got a teleprompter. I read them cold. This is how I cold read, but I love reading a script. I just don't like to do a show scripted. I want this show to be flowing and be whatever the heck we want it to be. Yesterday, I just went to the guitar for 45 minutes just out of the blue. We were in the middle of the news, and I just went to the guitar, and then all of a sudden we're rocking out for 45. So I never know what I'm going to do. Even tonight, just so you know, we got freaking Hammer Jam ready. He's coming out tonight, so don't go anywhere. You don't want to miss Hammerlin Jameson. That's one of my original characters here. But the reality is I'm there. I speak to this girl, Maria. She's very sweet. And she goes, are you interested in maybe having a rep, like a talent rep, and doing this, go commercials and do some, she called it like a modeling photo shoot stuff. And I was like, not really into that. She goes, I made $1,500 to do a shoot last week for like an hour. I was like, I'm into that. She goes, I'll set you up with this lady, Peggy. So I go see Peggy. At the time, I'd written about 9 songs. I sit down with Peggy, and she goes, within 10 minutes, 5, not even 3, 4 minutes, she starts rattling off, Susan Donahue, love you. Aspen Fox. I got to say hi to the fam real quick. Hold on. Andrew Golden, Aspen Fox, Bradley Smith, kill it and grill it, my friend. Jacqueline Grace, single parents, guide to the galaxy. Love seeing you here, my friend. Susan Donahue and Trish Killian. And if you're out there lurking, I love you. So just quickly with this story, I'm there with what's her name again? Peggy. And Peggy's telling me everything about myself within like 5 minutes. And I'm freaking out because I've always done stuff like that where like within a few minutes, I kind of have a good feeling of people. And so, but this was weird. She was telling me random crazy stuff about myself and about my creativity and about things I'm going to do in the future, all this weird stuff. And I said, what the? She goes, I'm a psychic. And I was like, what? And she goes, yeah, and you are too. And then she just looked at me. She goes, but if you don't work on it, it's going to dissipate. And I said, what? And she goes, yeah, do you ever notice when the phone rings that it's like you knew who was going to call, or it's like, oh, it's Jill, and you look and it's Jill. And I'm like, yeah, all the time. And I was like, well, what's a good one? I said, I'll think about a friend I haven't seen in 15 years. And then the phone rings the next day and it's that friend. She goes, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. She goes, you're connected. She goes, the more you focus in, the better you'll get at it. If you stop it, you will get worse at it. So I got to a precipice where I'm in college and I started really getting into it. Like that whole concept. When she told me this, I was dialing in, and somewhere I had heard about auras. I started looking at people's auras, and I realized how easy it is to do this. If you ever want to see someone's aura, it's very simple. Well, it was simple in one manner. You have to find a white room. Okay. Put them in the right white room with you. And by white, I mean just a normal kitchen. These days it's like grays and whites. You do gray, it works as well. But a lighter kitchen, lighter room where there's enough daylight to see this. And they're in the room with you. And all you got to do is look at them. And you know when you see those weird pictures online where if you just make your eyes glaze a touch, you'll see it says 13. If you do that glaze thing, you will see every single person's aura. It's an energy field that is wrapped around their body. And when you really tune in, you'll start to see their colors of their aura. And I was doing that. I used to say, if I ever see a red or a black aura, I'm freaking out. I went to some talent event, and I walking through and I see this guy with this huge smile on his face with a red aura, and I freaked and I like ran out of the room. But I'm looking at him because he had this great smile, and as I'm backing away and getting out, I'm like, he doesn't look like the devil, but I'm like, if I ever saw it, it's like the devil, But the devil would probably be smiling like he was. He had a great smile. I was like, man, I backed the hell out of there. I heard later that red doesn't mean devil, but I just thought it did. I don't know. I don't know anything about the colors. I just thought that would freak me out, black or red, Long story short, one day I told a friend that he was like my best friend in high school. I was like, yeah, it's this aura thing or whatever. And he went and started and this is where I talk about in life, shut the friggin' noise down. He went back to all the kids I went to school with and started saying Mark's out of his freaking mind. He's seeing auras and stuff. He's gone off the deep end. He's nuts, all this stuff. And basically destroyed my character by saying just because I was opening up myself to who I am and the possibilities of human beings, not even just me, but the possibilities of human beings that they've never let us know you may be able to tap into, and I'm tapping into it. And instead of continuing to tap into it, when I heard that and I heard that people were thinking I was freaking nuts for doing this, I stopped immediately. I stopped looking at auras. I stopped talking about stuff like that. And I got into normal stuff, writing songs like the way I wrote, but I didn't get into any real spiritual stuff like that with anybody anymore. I closed myself off to it. And it wasn't, I suppose, until I started the show that I connected with that again, where I started to, on a daily basis, see the world for what it really is. And when you have the perspective we have here, that is exactly what I've gotten, is the ability to transcend all the noise and to start seeing the world for what it is, and to start seeing what I can do and not be afraid of what I can do. And I want you to not be afraid of your possibilities. Most people are afraid of their failures. They're afraid of being a failure. They're afraid of not accomplishing something or losing money in an endeavor. The reality is you'll never make any money if you don't attempt that endeavor. This life is about risks. Every single moment is a risk. And you need to determine which risk makes sense for you to prosper. Because you only get one shot at this. I don't care what anybody says. We get one shot at this. I get one shot at Mark Pires. Something else comes back. I get to do something else, come back as somebody else, like jokingly when I saw, I'm Mark Toven. If I get to, whatever, I get one shot as Mark Pires. And this is why I refuse to listen to the noise. And all I'm going to do is beam the light out of me that I'm being given. And then I'd say is just share that freaking light. Let people know it's here for them. And the more they get it, the more they'll want it, right? It's that old saying. It's freaking Bill Murray in the middle of Scrooged. He's talking about positivity. He's talking about love. The more they get it, the more they're going to want it. They're going to want it every day. It's funny, that movie. That's one of the best Bill Murray movies ever. If you guys have a chance, there's two movies I recommend of Bill Murray. It's The Man Who Knew Too Little and Scrooged. And that last scene when he realizes the importance of being a good person and he connects with his heart. It's one of the greatest speeches. When you find it, you're going to want it. You're going to want it every day. Because there's something beautiful about being loved and something beautiful about feeling love. And no matter how I look at it, and this is a change the way I look at it, but no matter how I look at it, I can't get anything but a crappy feeling from all the other stuff. So, this is where we elevate our minds. This is why this is the Renaissance. When you know all that other stuff brings you down, you just shut it off. And that's why I shut off the Negatube on December 31st, 2018, and I have not turned it back on. We have become the Positube here for 3+ years. Posi-TV. Posi-TV. And man, it feels so much better to get to the truth than to have to hear the lies and feel that pit every freaking time I hear a lie. I get that pit in my stomach. I'm just like, are you freaking kidding me? What are we talking about? You know? Oh, man. I will say, I hope you guys are agreeing with me on some of these points. I don't expect everybody to agree with me on everything I say, but these are rants. These are just my fluid thoughts here, just like everything else. When we get into the comedies, it's the same thing. The words just flow out. I don't know what I say until after, if I happen to go back and actually listen to this, which I most likely won't because I have to sell real estate tomorrow. It's a Sunday, but I work every day of the year, and except for usually 7 days a year I'll take off. But, doing a show every day forever is probably a difficult thing for somebody who's not dedicated to their craft. But for 13 years, I've worked 358 days a year in real estate. And so showing up here for 365, yeah, it's tough. Christmas, Easter, the days that, most people would be like, I'm taking that freaking day off. I'm taking New Year's off. I'm still here, So, yeah, it's not easy. But I work it around my family's schedule. My kids and my wife go to sleep is when I start the show, really, when they're getting, they're going to bed. And that's when I start the show. And it works out that way because I'm a night owl anyway. So there's two options. I either sit on the freaking TV upstairs with the screen down, like I used to do, or I'm here. And that's it. And for me, I'd much rather show up here and allow the moment to take us somewhere than sit on that couch upstairs and be sidetracked by the negativity. I didn't know it. I don't know. We don't know these things until we are able to see it. I was so consumed by that negativity for so long. I'm telling you, about 8 years. About 8 years I sat there watching. I was a real estate agent, just showing up, going out there and doing the best I can to make a living for my family. I'd show up at the end of the day, I'd put my feet upstairs, and I'd watch a show. I'd watch a movie. I'd play a video game, whatever it was. And it was my way to relax, R&R after a long day, because I worked my tail off. Now, for the last 4 years, 3 years going into our 4th year, I work my tail off every day. And then I show up and I'd work my tail off for you guys. And this is just all because the world needs somebody to do something like this. And look, I don't expect everybody to love what we're doing here, but all I'd say is give us a chance. Show up for a little while and see what it's about. It's not just this you're about to hear. There's music. There's comedy. This is the longest running daily variety show on planet Earth. And I welcome you here to this platform, and I hope you'll stick around and realize whether you come back tomorrow, the next day, 3 weeks from now, 6 months from now, the only thing that'll have changed is that you missed a ton of content. But we were here every night. So, if you want to be a part of the most outrageous, in-the-moment variety show on planet Earth every single day, just show up. You could be here for 5 minutes. Just come here and get some energy and go. I always connect this. It's almost like a secondary, like a parable in a way, where you think when you're looking for the positivity, for the energy, forget about positivity. But when you need to charge your phone, for example, you plug your phone into the wall. You fill up to 100% and you go. This show is the same concept for you. You could come in here and just fill up on some positivity, get something, and go into your day and hopefully give a little something to the next person. What was that Pay It Forward movie? Remember that? The concept's not bad. Paying it forward. The concept is not bad. Remember, every single small action has a massive reaction for your soul. And this is what we're trying to do. We are trying to fill our soul with kind acts. The more we do, the more we get back in the long term. It's nothing you can feel in the end. Like in the immediate, you get something anyway. When you do something for someone else, you get that immediate, burst of positivity where you're like, yeah, somebody's doing well and you had a hand in that. But that goes very quickly. You can't comprehend the amount of fulfillment that gives you coming from the other person. You had that immediate reaction because of the smile. But when that person accomplishes what they did a day later, a week later, 2 weeks later, and it was because of what you started, it comes back to you. I believe, and each of us have to fill it up differently. Like, we're all built differently. Some of us, maybe it's, hey, I believe in someone and I'm able to do whatever. I believe you need to go out there and try to help other people through this life. Give them a chance. And some people need a second chance. So, what I want to do here real quick is, I want to get into the news, first of all. It's already 11:42. Geez, 55 minutes of ranting. What's that? No, Joanne, you can't do a rant too. She goes, can I do a rant also? Nobody freaking wants to hear that. Right? I'm just saying, sometimes when you're doing it and she shows up, wants to do her own rant, a Soros rant. What are we talking about? X's and O's? She doesn't even know how to speak anymore with that Joanne wheeze. You want to come out here and do a wheezeroo? No, thank you. I would like to get into a news story here. I'm thinking that may be a good idea. Joanne, what do we have here on the teleprompter for today? Joanne, I'm asking you to do a teleprompter cinch, and you can roll it down. Okay, don't go too quick. I'm trying to do this professionally. So again, guys, these are all live cold reads. I do not have a concept of what's in these stories. I just saw this title, and I thought it looked good. And that's what we do for 7 stories every night. Because what I was trying to roundabout explain to you, because of all the other stuff in my life, I don't have time to read the stories as well. I just find titles. I'm like, that's cool. And I'm rolling through trying to find 7 compelling looking titles for you guys. So we have stuff to laugh about each night. I don't even know what we're going to joke about either. Again, this is live improvisation. Anyhow, Joanne, do me a favor. Can you freaking stop wheezing? Russian oligarch yachts fitted with helicopter hangars, submarines. Joanne, they got submarines? That's pretty cool. Anti-paparazzi tech and $40,000 faucets. That's pretty insane. $40,000 faucets, Joanne. They could donate some of that to the lesser off people in Russia. A fleet of super yachts owned by Russian oligarchs are scrambling for safe havens, a desperate fight that comes amid extraordinary global pressure to seize and squeeze owners' assets following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Russia, Joanne, stop freaking doing the teleprompter so quickly. Russians own up to 10% of the global fleet of mega yachts, according to Super Yacht News. The oligarchy is especially fond of obnoxious showboats with over-the-top amenities straight from a James Bond thriller, including submarines, helicopter hangars, underwater observation decks, and more. What about the bears and the, whatever, Joanne, lions and tigers? Anti-paparazzi technology meant to prevent passengers from being photographed. France has seized one of the vessels, with 2 more held by Italian authorities, while the status of another Russian superyacht in Germany is still in dispute. Congressman Don Young introduced on Wednesday the Bringing Oligarch Accountability Through Seizure Act, which is really the Boats Act, Joanne. They did that one. They tried to be cute with it. The Bringing Oligarch Accountability Through Seizures Act, which specifically targets Russian super yachts. Many of majestic vessels are hiding in or headed to the Maldives, which has no extradition agreement with the USA. Russian yachts are often found in the Seychelles, long favored as an international tax haven for the super wealthy, Joanne. One of their now, another... Joanne, can you stop forcing me to read this one so fast? Because I can't. And that wording doesn't even make sense. One is there now, with another reportedly on its way, according to vesselfinder.com. Joanne, we got vesselfinder.com, and we're dealing with what's the other one? Mega yachts, super yachts news. Look there's Putin. He's Putin in the stair. Look, I Putin in the stair. It scared the freaking hell out of everybody. He's got the stare of a freaking evil guy. Look, I'm putting you in your boots. Look, you're shaking in your boots. I drink vodka now. Joanne, I know, dead on Putin. Putin has a net worth of approximately $200 billion. $200 billion? That's just a little bit. I've got more, which would make him the wealthiest man in the world. Last known location, Kaliningrad, Russia. Putin tipped his geopolitical hand, Joanne. Geological. He's not a geologist, all right? He's not working with freaking stones and rocks, you know what I mean? But Putin did tip his geopolitical hand when graceful slipped away from Hamburg, Germany for Russia on the eve of the Ukraine invasion. His luxury cruiser was designed in London, and its maritime signal was reportedly hacked recently, with the vessel's name changed to FCK Putin. That is Fuk Putin. He's interesting. Oh my goodness, they changed the name, Joanne. Can you believe that, guys? They changed the name of Putin's vessel to Fuk Putin. He's a Fuk Putin. They said, no, it's a title you get. How am I supposed to spell that one? You know what I mean? How am I supposed to say that one, Joanne? Fuk Putin. Oh, it's a Fuk Putin. We're doing it that. We're doing it Chinese. We're doing it Japanese. Okay. Signal was reportedly hacked recently, with the vessel's name being changed to Vugabudan. Clips 530 feet, $700 million. This is Roman Abramovich, 55. He's a financier. His net worth is $13 billion. Are you kidding me? That's just like a drop in the bucket for Dr. Evil. Last known location, sailing northward about 35 miles west of St. Martin. That looks like a pretty ridiculous yacht right there. Amenities, room with 3 helicopters. I guess you just may need 2 more. You know what I mean? Like, I need a second and then a third. 1 helicopter is not enough for my super yacht. You know, I get it. 2 restaurants, because sometimes you just feel like different food. You can't get the chef to make it all in one kitchen on a super yacht. No, I'm sorry. You got to have a Wendy's over here, and then you have to have like a Burger King over there. He's really high rolling it. You know what I mean? Longtime Putin confidant, stunning vessel boats. It boasts 9 decks because, 8's not enough, guys. His friend had 8. He's like, going 9. You had 8. I got 9. Until his other friend came out with 10, Putin, and he's like, I'm going to have 13. He's putting on the risk. To take me away, they're putting on an extra freaking floor. Hey, Vladimir, why are you putting on another freaking deck? I have 9 decks. Oh, my goodness. It's designed to disrupt efforts to photograph passengers with its crew of 70. The longtime Putin confidant, I already said this part, Joanne, stop telepromptering me. Abramovich is facing intense personal pressure because of his prominence in the soccer world. He put English Premier Soccer League club and reigning European club championship Chelsea on the market this week for $4 billion. $4 billion. Maybe I'll buy that. I'd be Chelsea. Dr. Evil owns Chelsea football team. That's right. No football. I wanted to change it to American football. The Chelsea American football team, where they actually play when they run with the ball, and that's why they call it football. Next story on the list, Joanne. I don't know who these freaking people are. Viktor Roshnikov. He's got a freaking boat. Look at that thing. Holy cow. He's trying to kill somebody with that thing. Man. These guys going to go get the Megalodon with that thing, right? Look at that point. Jeez, does he sharpen the point there? He does. Look at that. He's sharpening his attitude. You got a poor attitude, sir. Why can't you smile? You got a freaking yacht like that. That's how you smile? What's the problem? You have the third biggest yacht and you're just upset about it now? This guy's a freaking joke over here. I'm upset because my boat is not big enough. I'm pissed off. You're pissed off, you freaking jerk. Worth 9.1 bill. And you're sitting there pissed off with that look on your face? Sourpuss McGee over there. This is proof, guys, that money ain't buying you happiness, okay? Look at this stupid mug, you know? He's there mugging it. He's there doing a frowny McGee. Is that not the same guy you see for Mr. Magoo? Hold on, I gotta take his hair off. Let's Mr. Magoo this guy. You imagine his hair is gone. You put the hat on him. That's freaking Magoo. You got Magoo right there doing it, you know? He's pissed off because he's got 9.1 bill. I get it, buddy. I get it. Let's see what's going on over here. The largest of the oligarchs' yachts as of Thursday, seen in the Maldives, Bloomberg News said. The tender dock can be flooded and anchored, allowing lesser yachts to pull up and float among Ocean Victory's glory. That's pretty cool. Look at this freaking guy over here. You kidding me? He's all pissed off. He's taking a poop right now. He's just like feeling it, you know? I'm going on my yacht and take a poop-a-doop on it. I get it, buddy Shivdler. His net worth is $1.6 billion, and he's just pissed off about it, you know? Like, why can't you ever... What the hell's flying around my room again over here? Fly Lee! Where are my chopsticks when I need them? God almighty. That was a fly came in here out of nowhere. Freaking Fly Lee and me. Did you see that? I'll tell you, we're going to have to get back into the Bruce Lee story again. I taught him everything he knows. 1-inch punching it. It's a Renaissance man. Future Mark. So, guys, I have a theory. I have a theory that you'll never see a Russian person smile. Let's just see. I'm going to keep going. Look at this freaking guy. What's going on over here? Holy cow. Is that Boris Yeltsin's brother? I can't figure it out. I think I feel that thing on my head. What are we talking about, Fly McGee? I'll tell you, that's a fly flying around my freaking studio. I'm getting that thing. I'm taking him out. Sea Rhapsody is 216 feet long and it's $65 billion. The owner's Andre Kostin. He's 65 and he's the chairman of VTB Bank. The last known location is the Gulf of Suez. What's this freaking guy doing out there in the little boat? You got the big boat. You're going out in the small boat? I'm just going to go out and put my foot over the side of the freaking boat. Yeah, we see you over there, Dumbo. Look at that leg. What's going on over there? You got one leg in it? He's the story of Kostin who's got a single leg. He didn't want, he doesn't want to put the prosthetic out. I don't think he's got a second leg. He's there. One leg in it. You know, I get it. I mean, what are you going to do when you got to, you're doing the one leg and it's hanging out over the sea? Just get a little sprinkle. You want a little sprinkle as the water, the wake, goes from the stupid yacht that you decide to leave abandoned to let some, pirates come and take over. The pirates come, Somali pirates, they come and take over the super yacht. But you got that dinghy, so you're doing well. Anyway, next story on the list. Freaking Oleg, we found a smiler. Look at Oleg. Look at the smile on Oleg. That's a smile right there, guys. I'll tell you what, you get a smile like that, like an Oleg, I want to do business with Oleg. He's worth $4 billion. That's why he's worth $4 billion, because of that smile right there. Look at him. Look, my name is Oleg. I am Oleg Deripaski, the Russell founder. 55 years old, I have a beard in the Russian forest. When it's snowing, I make sure I keep warm with the beard. He's a good-looking dude. I'll tell you what, if Nicolas Cage had a brother, you know what I mean? What are we talking about? Nicolas Cage doing it over there? I'll tell you what, last time Nicolas Cage came out and he showed up to do the Renaissance Man show, and I think I keep pointing in the wrong direction. Yeah, no, I'm pointing in the right direction. He's showing up over there, Nicolas Cage style, And when he's doing it with a beard this time, he's trying to fool everybody. Like he's not going out there doing, like National Treasure. We know you're doing National Treasure 4, and they asked you to put on a freaking beard for it. Cage. Nick Cage, you know. Started as an extra. Yeah. Fast Times, Ridgemont High. You gotta go look back and look. He's in the freaking crowd going, woo! Nick Cage. Now he's here in a freaking oligarch boat. That's why we found out later on that there was no such thing as a smiling Russian. It was Nicolas Cage. Just playing a part. I get it. Nicolas Cage doing it. And then look at this guy. I've never seen him smile either. Putin in the freaking terror in my eyes. We see you. Jeez. This guy's scared as hell of him. Look at him. This guy's like, you pissed off Putin. You pissed off at somebody. You Putin in the hit. Are you putting in a hit on that guy with the freaking laser eyes? He's always got laser eyes over here. Here's another smiler over here. Look at this freaking guy. I gotta tell you, Jack Lemmon's back. I'm proud of you, Jack Lemmon. You're doing it. I liked you in Glengarry Glen Ross. Not so much here as oligarch number 7. He's in Mallorca, Spain. Look, I'm fast forwarding down to this guy over here. Anybody thinking that there's going to be another freaking takeover in Nakatomi Plaza? What are we doing, Jeremy Irons? Got a Jeremy Irons thing going on over here. Is doing it. Taking over Nakatomi. And I'm just here trying to save the world. But look at that stupid boat. Is that not looking like a World War II freaking vessel? Right? What is that? Oh, it's a sailboat. You stupid boat. You know? I gotta put up the freaking masts. You gotta put up masts. We're here. We're doing a motorboat. We're motorboating it. You're doing a mast. I hope you're doing it by yourself, freaking Jeremy Irons. Either that or it's the guy who's, I can't think of his name though. He's that funny comedian who's in a lot of movies. You know what I'm talking about. He plays the love interest in one of the movies. You know that he plays like a police sheriff. He's got Canadian accent. I can't think of the way who he is. He's funny as hell though. Ed, you rock, buddy. Thank you so much, pal. Am I a radio host? CB asked me. In a way, I mean, I'm a talk show host live for 1,160 days in a row. And we are here on YouTube, Rumble, on Facebook, if you could find that. I doubt you'll ever find that. D-Live, on Trovo, on LinkedIn right now. I'm so pumped to now be live on LinkedIn as well. But we're here every day forever. I'd say the best platform to see this show is over on YouTube because that's where the family is. That is where the love is being spread in the chat and where you could actually see these stories. When you see me referencing, I'm talking about freaking Jeremy Irons over here and the guy from that movie, that love interest movie, where he's got that accent. Oh man, I'm trying to think of the name of the movie now. She's like, she bakes. And he tries to go and get together with her, and she freaking drops a cake or something on the ground she made for him. And then he arrests her. I forget what the freak movie it was. Oh, it's a great movie, though. And the girl dates Ed, whatever his name is, from the... I'm really butchering this. The guy from the 60s show that was on forever on HBO. Draper. The guy who played Draper. Ham. John Hamm. He played the love interest, drove a Porsche. She thought she was into him. Realized she wasn't into him. This guy comes out of nowhere. He's a cop. She really winds up digging him. And then happily ever after. Somebody help me with that freaking movie. That's the freaking guy. That's Daniel Craig. Could be Daniel Craig too. But I'm seeing this. I mean, Josh Groban in the house too, right? Who hired Josh Groban / you know what I mean? We're going to move forward on this guy. We had enough of him. Holy freaking cow. This guy? This guy with the beady eyes? Ready to take someone out with that look, right? Look, he's worth $6.7 billion. Dmitry Robolovlev. Dmitry Robolovlev. He sells fertilizers in sports. I bet he sells some lime as well, right? Just a little, you know, he's probably killing people is what I'm saying, guys. Anyway, look, he's got a helicopter on his as well. Holy freaking cow, Giuliani's there. Who hired Giuliani to be one of the oligarchs? Right? Oh my goodness, Rudolph J. Giuliani the ninth. He's there. Oligarch number 9. I'm going to help you, Mr. President. It's not really him at all. Look at this freaking Putin over there. He's Putin on a show. He's there with this guy. And they're doing a little, Holy cow, smiler, guys. We found a smiler over here. I'm trying to figure out who we got. It's Jean-Claude freaking Van Damme. What are we doing with Van Damme, right? He's here. We're trying to figure it out. He's freaking Van Damme over there. I'm just waiting for him to do a blood sport. Who's Tong Po? Tong Po came out of nowhere. He just took his brother, who was crippled because he got beaten and knocked in the back by Tong Po. Now, Tong Po's holding him hostage, right? And he's going to try to beat up. She's going to try to beat up, Jean-Claude Van Damme. But Van Damme sees his brother in the crowd because his good friend who goes in with an Uzi takes everybody out and gets his brother, His brother goes like this. And then he sees, he goes, you get him, go kill that, And all of a sudden, bang, biggity boo, Jean-Claude Van Damme did his thing. Ed's in the house, guys, over here on the tuber. That's what I'm talking about. Love. Ed is in the house, guys. We're shining love at Ed every single day. He's our new family member here, community, the Renaissance man community. Am I done with this, Joanne? Is there any more? There's a freaking another guy. What the hell is going on with this guy? Holy cow. Is it alien-faced? He's definitely putting a hit on somebody with that look. That's Boris Yeltsin. I was wrong earlier. That's freaking Boris Yeltsin. What are we doing, Boris? God almighty. I'm also thinking you could have done a pretty good job if we needed it. A Naked Gun, if we just needed you to take on the part of Leslie, Nielsen. You're kind of there a little bit, not really. Definitely on the freaking Yeltsin. God almighty, do they all look like Yeltsin? What are we doing here, Anyway, guys, sometimes this guy here, Zelensky, good guy, I think. I don't know anymore. I don't know anything about anything. I will say this. We have more to get to, Joanne. What's next on the list? This one's insane. I always say that because Joanne always uses telepromptering me. Joanne, huge mysterious blast detected in deep space. And no, it's not your humongocarditis. Gosh almighty, Joanne, you gave me another story that doesn't slip, slide, and roll. I'm trying to do a slip, trying to do a slide, trying to do a roll. Got nothing. Look at this, Mashable. No, I don't want your freaking Mashable. You won't even do a scrollaroo for me. So we're done with your dumb story. There was a story that we can't even talk about now. Apple tells corporate employees to return to the office by mid-April. By late May, workers will need to be in the office at least 3 days a week. Look at that freaking alien ship that they created. That's ready to take off. I'm pretty sure they set that up to take off one day and do like a frisbee into the outer atmosphere of the universe. Apple's corporate employees will soon be making a gradual return to the office 2 years after the Cove Plandemiru took hold. In a memo to the staff, CEO Tim Cook said workers must be in the office at least 1 day per week as of April 11th. Starting on May 2nd, workers will need to be in the office 2 days a week. And as of May 23rd, they'll have to be in the office Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays amid a shift to a hybrid work model. In the coming weeks and months, we have the opportunity to combine. This is Tim Cook, by the way, Joanne. You know what he sounds like, right? In the coming weeks and months, we have the opportunity to combine the best of what we've learned about working remotely with the irreplaceable benefits of in-person collaboration, Crook wrote in a memo, which we've seen by Bloomberg and The Verge. It is important as ever that we support each other through this transition, through the challenges we face as a team and around the world. Apple has been attempting to bring employees back to the offices since June. However, it delayed those plans multiple times as the Cove cases surged, Joanne. As a part of the hybrid work pilot, staff will receive an extra month of work from time home this year, Joanne. Earlier this week, it emerged Apple made it optional for bugabooed corporate employees to wear masks in regions where they're no longer required by local regulators. Masks are also once again optional in Apple stores in some locations. The company has mandated twice weekly COVID testing for all employees. So there we go with more Nazism. Yeah. I mean, it's not really. It's a company that's making their own protocols. Go ahead, Dat. Joanne, you gave me a crap story. Either that, it was CNN. I bet you it's one that they stole and they decided to not do. They're like, oh, let's take that one off. We don't want anybody to know about it. Let's see what this was. Hold on, nah. That's weird. Let's start with taking that off. Let's see what that does. All right. And then we're going to do this. Let's see if that does anything. Sometimes you do a little magic and you make it happen, you know. Russia-Ukraine crisis replaces Cove as top risk to global supply chains. This is going back to when we started this show talking about, Joanne, that in less than a month, we've gone from to, no, it's cool, let's go back to normal. Let's see what they're saying here. The Cove drove global supply chains to a breaking point, causing shortages and sending prices skyrocketing. Just as the pandemic has calmed down, Russia's invasion of Ukraine threatens to further scramble those fragile supply lines. Russia is a major producer of commodities, everything from oil and natural gas to palladium and wheat. Ukraine is also a major exporter of wheat as well as neon, Joanne. The crisis is casting doubt on the availability of sizable chunks of those vital supplies. You know, it's sometimes you can't get them. The greatest risk facing global supply chains has shifted from the pandemic to the Russian-Ukraine military conflict and the geopolitical and economic uncertainties it has created. Moody's Analytics economist Tim Yui wrote in a report on Thursday that Moody's warned that Russia-Ukraine crisis will only exacerbate the situation for companies in many industries, especially those reliant on energy resources. Europe in particular will feel the most pain from the energy price spike because it is dependent on Russia for natural gas. Oil prices have surged worldwide, driving up prices for gasoline and raising the cost of outlook for airlines and other industries such as plastics that rely on petroleum. Joanne, this is a crap story. We're moving on. What's next? I'm glad. I almost wish that one didn't work out the first time. We don't want to hear it. Okay, it's dumb. Next story on the list. California mailman accused of beating to death hostile turkey. Joanne, you give me a story about a hostile turkey getting beaten by a California mailman? She's giving me the crap stories always. I think it's about time we have a visit from our friend because I can't do this one. This one I just can't do. It's just not right. Why would I do it? You know, it's not fair for me to take all and, have all the fun, Renaissance man style. So I'm going to use my little... Alrighty, Hammer Jammer is waking up from his long slumber. I got a hair on my nose now from my mustache. There we go. Oh, this is a little howler. We got a Hammer Jammer. Hold on a second. Can we do the story from here? Joelle. What? No, Joanne, I'm going to do the news now. Harold and Jameson. It's Harold and Jameson. And it's hammer time. That's right. Look, I'm here every single night on the Real Talk program to rip the Renaissance Man show. That's right, it's hammer time. A little ham, jam, bam, thank you. I'm getting down, Joanne. I was doing it. That's right, it's Hammer and here to drop the hammer and rip the lid off the fake news. It's been a spell since the last time Hammer Jam has been on the air with you. But we got some news stories to get to tonight. Joanne, teleprompter me. I gotta tell you a story about a California mailman. He's accused of beating a death a friggin' hostile turkey, Joanne. Kind of like I beat the hell out of the guy who stole my Jameson. Hammer and Jameson, dropping the hammer, ripping the lid off the fake news. Look, we're here at Renaissance Man Show. I'm awfully thankful that Mark allows me to come out here to do the program for you. And tonight we're going to get into it. A mail carrier in Sacramento has accused of foul play. Joanne, they made a pun. They made a pun on the foul play. Hold on, Joanne, I need more Jameson. That entire bottle is filled with Jameson. The bird apparently accosted the letter carrier on Monday, prompting him to grab a pole or stick from his vehicle and fatally beat the animal with it. Joanne, check it out, he beat the freaking animal with it. The Sacramento Bee reports, citing eyewitnesses' accounts on social media app next door. They had a video. Joanne, they did a video watching it over with their friends. What? No, that's it. You gotta find it online. We're currently launching through investigation. Miko Patton, a local USPS spokesperson, told the outlet, our snapping and farming Navrin, Sh&t cavern even farming here in Higgin Cavern. What is that? Oh, God almighty. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot I was supposed to be speaking English. Hammer and Jameson, sometimes I'm doing gigs in freaking Swedish. We're currently launching through an investigation. Miko Pan and our employees have had several altercations with aggressive turkeys in the area, including a recent attack on a letter carrier. We have been working with the Department of Fish and Wildlife to mitigate the issue. Joanne, they're doing a mitigation situation. And when they do it, they're going to get to the bottom of it. A biologist dispatched to the area back in October observed 4 turkeys actively, aggressively containing how Joanne, I'm starting to lose the feeling in my face. It happens when I drink too much Jameson. I can't open my eyes. This also happens with Jameson. Agents have been unsuccessful in their attempts to capture the confrontation of the turkeys. Foyson probably has chairman shading the common permanent. What? No, Joanne, I was speaking English. You're speaking freaking Spanish or something right now. I was doing a perfect take. That was a perfect take. Neighbors have divided their opinions about the wild turkeys. Half of the neighborhood was infuriated that a mailman killed the turkey, Joanne. The other half was infuriated that somebody won't come out and get rid of the freaking turkeys, Joanne. Hammer, jammer, dropping the hammer and ripping the lid off the fake news. More at 11. What's that? No, Joe, there's more. I got more stories, Joanne. I'm friggin' done. I need more Jameson. God almighty. You know, they come here and they put so much on your plate. Hammer, we need you to save the world by dropping the hammer and ripping the lid off the fake news. I'll do it. Joanne! I need more Jameson. This is bottle 4. Yeah, I'm feeling like a little buzz, I guess, like a tiny bit. Look, guys, we're here dealing at Hammer Jabber. I'm filling in for Mark Pyers, Renaissance Man. And if you didn't know, now you know. There's a non-profit company to produce generic insulin. Joanne, we had a good insulin deal. With Sleepy Poe. He was signing an executive order. Joanne, I don't think I can read the story about insulin because it gets my insulin going. Okay? I can't do it. I gotta back away. I gotta drink a bottle of Jameson and get ready for tomorrow night's broadcast. Go, Joanne, not that.
Hammerlin Jameson.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hammer time. That's right. Look, I'm here every single night on the Real Talk program to
That's right.
fake news. That's right. It's hammer time. A little ham, jam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. That's right, people. Look, check me out every single night on Hammer Time.
That's right. Hammer Jammer out. Guys, when Hammer Jammer takes the night off, what happened to him? He was here, now he's gone. You know what it is? It's hurting my voice to do Hammer tonight. It is hurting my voice to do Hammer. It's a lot to do the freaking Hammer Jammer. So Hammer, thank you for your dedication to the program. Oh my goodness. Let's get back to where we were. Nonprofit company to produce generic insulin that will be sold for $30 per vial. As discussions of price caps for life-saving drugs have sparked after the State of the Union address. Now, this is what I just want to bring up, okay? Let's just read this and then I'll say what I have to say. Civica RX, a Utah-based company, will soon sell a generic version of insulin for $30 a vial. It's impressive that they're doing that, okay, guys? I don't even need to read any more. That's good that they're doing that. But the thing that bothers me is we had a plan put in place, and it was an executive order signed by the Sir Trump a lot. And it brought insulin down to $30 a month. And when Sleep Sofa Joe came in day one, he signed an executive order canceling that. And now he wants to pretend like it's some brilliant idea of his to bring insulin down. It was appalling when he stopped that deal that Trump finally got. He went like this to all of the pharmaceutical companies. And then what do you know? This freaking guy's like, oh, no, here you go. Give him everything. And they made $35 billion last year, I think, just Pfizer. Just to put that into perspective, the entire music industry. This is Elvis's catalog, the Beatles catalog, Michael Jackson, Justin Timberlake, everybody you could think of, Ed Sheeran, everybody you could think of, is $12 billion a year. 12 bill. Pfizer did 35 bill last year. Think about that. So, it's nice to see insulin going back to a normal price. It should have stayed there. That's one thing he should not have done a executive order on. He should have left that alone. It really bothered me when I heard that. So somebody tell me how to freaking make this happen. Look at this. YouTube reportedly offers podcasters up to $300,000 to create videos. What? YouTube might be eager to compete against giant podcast hosts like Amazon, Apple, and Spotify. YouTube is offering podcasters grants to produce videos, including filmed versions of their shows. Individual show creators would receive $50,000, while podcast networks would receive $200,000 to $300,000. What the freak? How do I get in on this? Parent company Google declined to comment. YouTube is already home for some podcasts, but it hasn't pursued that episodic content as aggressively as Spotify and other services. There have been hints of changes, though, such as appointing executive Kai Chuk to lead the podcasting strategy. In Canada, YouTube also stopped requiring paid premium accounts to play audio in the background. A strategy like this wouldn't be surprising. Amazon and Spotify have been landing more major podcast deals, while Apple's podcast app is still considered a vital home for many shows. While YouTube's grants wouldn't secure any exclusives. They would give creators more incentives to make podcasts available on the platform and fans more incentives to consider YouTube. So anybody know how to freaking get that going? I'd love to see if they give me $50K to do my show. I'm here doing it anyway. Thanks for coming out. You want to just throw me $50K to do the show? And then I'll just send you the video every night. Let's do it. How does an EV battery's charge compare to a tank of gas? Good question. I'm supposed to be getting my EV back this week, and it's freaking been dead for over a month. Aspen, you rock. Thank you so much for kicking it with me tonight. Love seeing you here. And anybody else who's got to go at any point, just so you know, I love you guys. You're awesome. I really appreciate you. And I hope to see you tomorrow when we do this all over again. Okay, range anxiety. Let's see. There are clear environmental benefits to driving an electric vehicle, but will it leave you stranded behind or between charging stations? Here we'll look at how an EV's battery range compares to a tank of gasoline. Range anxiety, and I've felt this before, or the fear that an EV won't get you as far as a gasoline vehicle is still a prevalent concern among those looking to buy a battery-powered car. But is that concern still warranted? In the early days of an electric car, these ranges of a single charge was considerably less than you could get with a gas-powered sedan. Some, like the Mini Cooper Electric, still get less than 200 miles on a charge. But models like the Leaf and Tesla Model Y can get anywhere from 226 to 326 miles on a full battery. That's good to know when you have to plan your trip around charging stations. Some electric models are rated for a range over 500 miles per charge. Which the friggin' hell ones are those? The Lucid? That's the one I want then. Look at that thing. That's bad. That's a bad car right there. All right, now how do I go backwards? What did I do there? Gosh almighty. Doing a bang biggity boo. I went backwards, forwards. What am I doing? Look at that ride. Look at that freaking screen. That thing's bad. That's a bad car right there. Let's see the Lucid Air Dream. But 270K? What are you kidding me? You better do 5,000 miles of charge. Combined power, 1,111 horsepower. Okay, that's a serious vehicle. How fast is that going? 0 to 60, 2.5 seconds? Quarter mile in 9.9 seconds. What the freaking heck? Let's see it all. Liquid-cooled lithium ion, 118 kilowatts. I got 90. I got 88. 118. Wow. Wow. I got 88 that don't work. Mine's 68. My actual car's still dead, but in general, I should have 88. I don't really have 88. It hasn't worked in a while. Let's get back to this story real quick. I want to see if we can figure out exactly what happens here. By contrast, an average gas-powered sedan can get 300 miles or more out of a single tank. Take a small car like a Honda Civic, for example. Its fuel tank is about 10 gallons. And if it gets around 30 miles per gallon, that's 300 miles on a full tank. Chances are you'll fill that up somewhere around 250, 280 mile mark. Of course, there are multiple factors that affect a car's mileage aside from the EPA's estimated miles per gallon. Whether you're driving in a city or on a highway, the climate and the condition of the engine can all mean more or less whether you're driving a gas car or an EV. Long periods of high-speed driving, for example, will sap an EV's battery more quickly. When Car and Driver tested multiple models of an EV at steady highway speeds of 75 miles per hour, almost every model came in under the EPA estimated mileage, though many still cleared 200 miles, and Tesla's long range still got over 300. Though road trips wore down on EV batteries more quickly, chances are they'd hold up to daily commute just fine, according to data from the Federal Highway Administration. People in the U.S. drive an average of around 40 miles per day. Even if your commute was 40 miles one way, you'd still get there and back with juice to spare as long as you left with nearly full charge. Like a lot of questions concerning mileage, the answer is it depends. Cold weather can sap the EV's battery faster, especially in highway conditions when it's moving. That's because the EV pulls more power from the battery to run the car's heating and other electrical systems. This is true. My car gets zapped like crazy when you start using the heat. Okay, Jeremy Michalek, a co-founder of the Vehicle Electrification Group and professor at Carnegie Mellon University. Mellon? Joanne, really? Carnegie Mellon University, co-authored a study that showed cold temperatures can reduce an EV's range by up to half. That is pretty crazy, and it's pretty close to true. That said, even in cold weather, an EV can hold its own in stop-and-go traffic because of the car's kinetic braking system that turns braking energy into power for the vehicle. EVs also can turn their engines off when idle, conserving power, but can still run the heat and other peripherals. Gas vehicles have to keep the engine on and continue burning fuel to do the same thing. PolitiFact has its fact debunked multiple times that EVs wouldn't last as long in cold weather traffic jams as gasoline vehicles. Whether a car has an energy to get through extreme weather conditions also depends on how much fuel energy it had when those conditions began and how efficiently that energy gets used. Is it cheaper to charge an EV than fill a gas tank? Good freaking question. It definitely can be cheaper. Let's see. If you charge your EV at home. The EV versus gas vehicle for a year, let's see. In Los Angeles, for example, the average yearly savings was $721 to charge rather than to pay. This comes with a caveat, however. Charging an EV at home may be cheaper, but if you have to use a fast charging station on the road, it could cost you more on the long run. Plus, at-home charging excludes people who live in condos or apartments, yeah. Okay, the U.S. government is working to provide more robust charging infrastructure that's low cost or free. That I'd be down with. But until then, long road trips need to be more carefully planned in an EV and may not end up saving you money unless you're driving for a long-range model. I'll tell you what, if the government came out with free or low cost, that would be a good thing because it's very expensive to fill the car up at those Electrify America stations. Nuts. My theory is it's a lot more than they say. When I went in to get the car, they said, oh, for $7 a night, you can fill the car. The freaking guy lied to me. Got home the first time, I was like, it's about $30 to fill your car. Okay. And that's from about 40%, 35% battery. If you go down to 10%, it's charging for about 16 hours. And you don't even get to 100%. And when you get to 100%, and you put the heat on in that freaking car, because it's cold out, 30 degrees, 25 degrees. Now I look at kilowatt per hour usage. Like I got this meter on my car that tells me how efficient you're being. In the summertime, I open the windows, don't put on the air, and I get the thing to 4.0, sometimes 4.4, and I could do the math and figure out if my extended range battery is working. Well, I could tell it hasn't been working for almost 6 months now because every time I do the math, it never makes sense. Now I'm down at 2.7. Just by turning the heat. It goes from 4.0 to 2.7. That's what happens when they said half, it's close, you know? I mean, it still would have gone to 2, so it's 0.7. It's a little bit better than half. And the first couple of weeks, I was getting 375, 390 miles I saw on my screen. I was like, man, I love this car. I'm going to get 390 miles, and I'd just be efficient with it. I'd be doing my 4.0. I'm getting back up to 390 the next day, 378. And then all of a sudden, it jumped down 100 miles and it's never gone back. And that's the full 20 kilowatts right there. So it's pretty crazy and they can't fix it. They won't give me a lemon law thing. They won't rectify the situation. I was supposed to get the car back on Friday. It's been a month and 2 weeks since I've had my car. I've been paying for it while it's in the shop, plus paying for a rental. I'm paying for a rental. And paying for a car that's dead in the shop. It's brand new, less than 6 months old. And they've been nothing but difficult with me. And my grandfather worked for Ford for 31 years on the assembly line in New Jersey. It's crazy to me. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? Like, where's the humanity? When did America go China? You know, like you don't care about your product. You have no interest in standing behind your product and customer service means nothing. It's crazy. And I said, look, I'll keep my mouth shut for now until I figure out if there's going to be a resolution. But in general, if there's not, yeah, use candles for heat. You're not wrong, Sid. Bradley, how are you, my brother? You're not wrong, you know. Oh, goodness, guys. So that's our news for the day, I suppose. I guess we did it. Did the NES. I want to see if I can get this working because I don't know why nothing's working here with. Well, we knew why. We were unplugged. I'm so glad you guys told me because. Wait, that's not the right one, is it? See, like, why isn't this working? Let's see. Let's just try something. Brady win a 30-second Super Bowl? Yes, he does.
We're back,
And look,
baby.
nobody.
Because I tried to put my intro on earlier. Now, of course, that wasn't working because there's no audio at the time. You know, we're trying to get it to wake, and it wasn't freaking waking. Like this. This would play for tomorrow. Renee, how are you? So good to see you. I'm going to quickly play you something so I can get a bowl of cereal. Checking the Dergs. So currently we have lots of music out in the world, but the newest song just came out yesterday. I'll tell you what, this is kind of crazy. I put out a little short. I'm going to show it to you because I put it out 5 hours ago, I guess. 5 hours and 22 minutes ago. Now, you guys know whenever I put out stuff, it's hard for us to get views. Like, we don't get a lot of views for things. They don't like to push them out there. But I put this short out, and maybe it was the title or whatever, but let's just put it on. Let's see it. I threw this out there. It's a short clip. Maybe that's why it's gotten some views. It's 11 seconds. But just check this out. Give this a quick click. If you can give it a like and a share, maybe we'll actually get some serious views and like jump this up crazy. But this right here, I put this out earlier. And 5 hours ago, and something like 400 views already. It's like kind of crazy. So they dropped this in. 440 views. Look at that. Why isn't it working now? Oh no, what is this one? This is called Tuber. Tuber should be working. Why aren't we getting no work from Tuber? Huh. That's weird. That's the one we always use. Now you got me wondering, why the heck isn't this working? That is very odd. Okay, so now the YouTube's not working, which was working fine earlier. But this is working.
I'm from the.
Okay, whatever. Not sure why YouTube is not working all of a sudden. That is really odd. Bueller? Wow. That's really weird. All right, so I guess I have to play something from the desktop because what was working... And this was just working 5 minutes ago. Let me see. No, it's not. Interesting. Something happened there where it stopped working. All right, I'm going to play something from the desktop. I think I have that one here on the desktop. I'm not sure, though. Let's see. All right, here we go. And I'm going to go grab a bowl of cereal. The farmer goes to start the day like you do. The sunrise is all in the birds chirping. Oh, and rise up as one, rise up like the sun. Rising years, yeah. Now you're living in a constant state of fear. Rise up like the sun. Society today is drowning in the hatred and the fear that's being delivered day to day. yeah, and you can't say no. Only replay every single news channel. It's the same story. Yeah, you can't get away, no, unless you can shut off the negativity. Come join me in the light. Yeah, yeah, rising like the sun. Rising like the sun. Rising like the sun. Rising like the sun. About time you understand the score. Yeah, they've almost got us out the door. We need to rise up like the sun. 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 Rise up like the sun, yes. It's the only way you're connecting, yes. It's the way we got to get through this together. Yeah, we cannot listen to the lies of a world that's trying to divide. When we know inside you need to rise up like the sun. Yeah, yes. All together we're going to rise up like the sun. Ain't no stopping us, no. We grow, yeah, around the world, yeah. We rise up like the sun. Ain't no stopping when it burns. Yeah, like the sun. Yeah. Rise up like the sun. 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 We got to rise up like the sun. To rise up like the sun. We to rise up like the sun. Rise up like the sun. How awesome is that song, guys? I'm loving that tune. Sorry I had to walk away, but I'm loving that song. I got a bowl of cereal here doing it. Tomorrow, guys, 5 p.m., this song right here is debuting, so I hope you will join me here and be a part of it. 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just go click the link. I'm about to give you the link so you guys can join me tomorrow for this. It's called Accidents Happen. Now, can somebody remind me who was in the chat and said, hey, play a song by Elvis Costello called Accidents Happen or something like this? And then I instead said, I don't know it, but I will write you a song called Accidents Happen. So here we go. Let me eat my bowl of cereal real quick. Away from the camera. Doing our best
every step of the way. Most times we're doing it, even though there's no pay. Every now and then you see someone you may call a friend, only to find that they slit your throat and they try to take advantage of you. The guy rose up, tried to say a thing or two to you. Accidents happen every day. Accidents happen. Accidents happen. Say accidents can happen. Sometimes when you're feeling down, you need a friend. A friend who lifts you up. A friend who reminds you how special you are. Yeah, we can be so hard on ourselves every day, in every way, thinking about everything constantly. Can't put it down, no, can't let that frown go, no, gotta find a way to smile, you and me both, yeah, don't you know, yeah, 'cause accidents happen every day, so why not get the most of everything you can be, no, there's no
no such thing as a failure unless you sit back and watch it all go on around you. 'Cause accidents happen. Sitting by, watch the world pass you by is the only accident that truly can come true. You got to go, got to be you, yeah. Got to fill the universe with everything you got to share, yeah. Show the world that you really care, 'cause we're missing that these days, yeah. Don't seem we can find anyone who wants to put themselves out there to make a change, so you got to see where you want to be and ask yourself if you want to be a part of the change or hold the world down. You got the choice now. Now remember that accidents happen. And if you don't get to go, that's how far away you can never see it, no. Accidents happen. That's a great tune right there. Tomorrow, 5 p.m. I hope you'll join me. Right there, there's the link. Fam and friends, we did it again, didn't we? Day 1,160 in a row. Tomorrow, we do it all over again, so hope to see you. Until then, Bradley Smith, Jacqueline Grace, Christine Seidman, anybody else that may be out there lurking, I appreciate you. You guys are awesome. Yardbirds, thank you so much. Love seeing you, my friend. Appreciate you so much. Hope to see you tomorrow. And guys, if you have any stories you want me to cover and you want to see what kind of comedic take I have on them, shoot them over to me. My email, I'm going to send it to you just in case. If anybody wants to say hello, this is my email address. And that's it. RS51, it's so good seeing you, my friend. Love seeing you. So good to see you. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow. I have another action-packed show for you tomorrow, guaranteed. I had some serious ranting in the first 38 minutes of the show, 45 minutes of the show, which I should hopefully get knocked down. I'm going to try to see. Look, guys, if you ever come here and you see I'm not on, it's because YouTube has taken some sort of weird freaking step. This is a super sweet show. There's no reason why they should ever have a problem with this show, but they have been known to have problems with shows that there's no reason to have a problem with. So if you ever come on, you're like, where's Mark? Go over to Rumble. Just type in Mark Pyres Renaissance Man on Rumble, and I'll be there if I'm not here, okay? And there should be no reason. This is the ultimate positivity platform where they should be stopping us anymore. We should be continuing to build light here as a family. So until tomorrow, Yardbirds, Oogjish. Oogji, I want to tell you, Oogji, when you came down and you did your Farcure, when Oogshi Farcure came down and brought that new purse that Oogshi was working on, whoo, they had like a craft fair, and Oogshi came down with the freaking, this was like the craziest little, nighttime
Oh, purse. Uxie did it. You know, Uxie, you got it. You got a special gift, Uxie. I'm just saying, like, when people talk about gifts, there's nothing like the gift of Uxie. Minds Over Matter. So good seeing you. You rock. Oh, goodness. So, guys, remember, this has been another awesome show. You know, love the last song, RS. Tomorrow at 5 p.m., I believe, is when that song is premiering for the first time to this world. So I hope you'll join us over there for that. And if you didn't get a chance to see the Putin bit I put out. Oh, wait, I didn't show you the thing I was talking about, did I? The 11 seconds? So this is crazy. I put this out earlier. 440. Oh, you did see it. 440 views. We couldn't get the audio to work. That was what the problem was. But 440 views for that. Oh, goodness. If you guys are looking for some crazy truth, that first 45 minutes of this show tonight, oh my goodness. I cannot wait till tomorrow when we do it all over again, fam. Nice, RS. And remember, guys, this platform, this chat is for you guys to express yourself. I come here to express myself into this camera. But you guys, when you get together and you're in that chat, I want you to speak the way you speak. I want you to talk about the things you talk about. I don't want you to ever feel like you can't say something and that someone's going to suppress you or censor you or take your words down off of the chat. That will never happen here again. These people that are mods here are looking for people who are abusive, and that's it. Everybody wants to drop an F-bomb, wants to say whatever. They're talking about subjects that are a little off, you know, a little risque. I don't give a crap. I want you guys to have a great time in that chat. You could, as a mod, bring it back. Talk about something that you want to talk about, but let people speak their minds. Let's allow everybody to express themselves the way the Renaissance Man expresses himself to the screen. I am the only one who needs to be clean. This is a show that will bring the family unit back, but that family unit's not in the chat. That family unit's watching this show. That's the difference. You guys have a world within the chat. But children who would be watching this show with their parents one day are not in the chat and being offended by somebody saying an F-bomb. They're watching the show and they're taking the content in and they don't hear F-bombs. But you could do what you want in that chat. I don't want anybody to feel like they can't be themselves. For 4 years now, I've been live every day, frustrated that they won't allow me to be heard sometimes because I'm saying things that they consider to be off limits. I don't want that same approach in the chat. So the chat will be free for all. And if you don't like what someone says, you can say it. Hey, I wish you weren't talking about that. But abuse is the only stuff that's going to be not tolerated on this program and will be blocked. You know, is when someone's abusing another family member and they won't stop. After 3 warnings, they'll be blocked. But no Wild West blocking people for speaking their mind. I want people to have the opportunity to be themselves here. We all need to find a way to be ourselves. And when we do that, we have full expression, we have full happiness. Being heard. Everybody just wants their voice to be heard. Allow everybody's voice to be heard so we can all be on the same playing field. Go back and watch that intro to the show tonight. I'll be downloading it and dropping some of that stuff for sure. I love you guys. You are so awesome. So until tomorrow, Uxie, you did it again, you know, with your Uxie stuff. You're always doing it with Uxie. Like, you got me out like tongue-tied, Uxie, you know. Oh, goodness. RS5150, Renee Woods, Minds Over Matter, Mental Grace. We got Sydney, we got Christine Simon, and we got Bradley Smith. We're doing it. And, of course, Joanne, you know. Yes, and Mac is doing over there. Mac, you rock. Good to see you, my friend. Yeah, and that's it. That's it. Christine Simon just nailed it. Just the mods. When Yuxi comes in, people like Yuxi, and they're like, hey, go check out crazyladies.fy whatever. Yeah, those get freaking booted. That's it. Everybody else is like speaking their mind, dropping F-bombs, whatever. I don't really care. Look, guys. The second part of that smoothie from yesterday, I put in the fridge. I forgot about it. You ever had a one-day-old smoothie? I did it. It's freaking good still, guys. That's a good freaking smooth, you know? Sometimes people are on the sidelines wondering, how good is that smooth? Freaking delish. What? No, Joanne, you can't have a sip of my smooth. You know, Joanne, she's got the wheeze, so she keeps thinking, well, maybe if I had a sip, it would help the wheezy, you know, deal.
No, I'm sorry. Yeah. First of all, I would never allow you to take a sip from my straw, Joanne. Secondly, I'm certain that my strawberry smoothie is not going to do a thing for your wheeze. You know? It would be pretty smooth of you to get a sip of my smoothie, but no. I'm not going to allow it, okay, Joanne? She's always trying to, get the best of the show. I want one more sip. She does the old, let me put my mouth on it and then he won't want it anymore thing. And she's right. I don't freaking want anything she's got her mouth on. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? She's doing the snaky way to get my schmooth. Let me put my mouth in his straw so I can take that schmoothie. That's real smooth. Seriously. No, you're really very smooth. You know what? Joanne, sometimes I want you to not be so freaking smooth. Just be a normal amount of rough on the outside. But being so smooth gets me worried about you. I'm really worried about that. Oh, goodness. So, guys, like typical, our endings go from 2 hours and whatever to we're at 2 hours and 10 minutes. But until tomorrow, make sure you catch up on some of the ridiculous that's happened here. And remember, 5 p.m. day-old schmoothie. There's nothing wrong with that. That's right. I'll tell you what, when you got a day-old schmoothie, it's better than a two-day-old schmoothie. Remember that. There's always a, positive way to look at it. Better than no schmoothie. And when you put strawberries in a freaking vanilla thing with a little bit of orange juice, yep, awesome combo. You guys are like, what? The best combo. Hello. You could do an orange Julius and throw some strawberries in. You didn't know you do an orange Julius smoothie with the strawberries on top, and you do, mixeroo, double decker. Next day, secondary. Yeah. No, Joanne, no sips for you. Wheezy McGee back there, right? Oh, fam. Until tomorrow, we do it all over again. It's Mark Pires. And it's Renaissance Man. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. You got to go away. Yeah. You got to go away. Till tomorrow, fam. Till tomorrow.